back with another video today, and this time we're going to be talking about a product that's actually new to the website, and that is our luxury leather repair carpet dye. This product can be used to recolor any of the carpeting or headliners in your vehicle. It can be applied by spraying or sponging on. So today we're going to give you a little bit tutorial of that. All we've done is just went ahead and pulled one of the carpet pieces out from my car, and I do have the Honda stone interior. So if you look at the carpet, it doesn't look awful, but up at the top where it goes actually under the seat, it is more of a gray color. And then as you get right here where my feet have been, there's been a little bit of sunlight. It's almost like a beigey green. So for mine, we did a custom color match. I wanted to go a little bit darker, just to help hide any staining that we've got going. So for the first steps of the process, we went ahead and did off camera. You just want to go ahead and make sure you vacuum the carpet, get any debris off, and then take any standard carpet or fabric cleaner and clean the carpeting really well. And then just take any standard carpet brush through the carpet to bring the plushness back, and then you're ready to go. Now, like I said, this dye can be applied with a foam sponge application or a spray application. As far as spraying goes, you can use a standard spray gun or airbrush, but for today we're just going to be using a full spray bottle. Get one at Walmart. So all you're going to do is take your carpet dye, shake it up really well, and then that way you know that your color is exactly what it's supposed to look like. There's no separation. You do want to make sure that you shake it in between every use, so that these pigmentations can separate pretty easily, and you definitely want to make sure that you're keeping the same color all throughout your recoloring process. So now that we got it in the bottle, we're just going to go ahead and get it all ready to go. Alright, and then all you're going to do is, whether you take the foam sponge applicator or spray, you're going to do 1 to 2 coats to start with all over the carpet. So we're just going to go ahead and start spraying that on. And you can tape off any plastic pieces. I just left them be because we have the dynamic clean that we can use to clean it up afterwards. But just try to get a really good mist on the carpet. And as you can see, you can already see that color change happening. I am going to try to focus on the middle a little bit more than anywhere else. Alright, so now that we got a pretty good coat on there, we're just going to let it sit and dry. Roughly 2 to 4 hours is a normal dry time. As you can see, there is quite a bit of overspray, so definitely do this in an area where you're okay with it getting a little bit overspray, or put something underneath. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and let this dry. Once it's dry, we'll come back and finish the video up for you guys. Alright guys, so we're back after that first coat dried. As you can see, definitely changed the color. I actually went ahead and grabbed my other carpet out of the car just so y'all could see the actual color difference. And definitely a good difference, at least. So we will be recoloring that one later just to make sure that they do end up matching. But for the first coat, it did turn out really good. If you look, there are a few lighter areas just around the edges that I'd kind of missed. So for the second coat, first you want to go ahead and take your carpet brush and just do a light brush to help pull the carpet back up, make sure it stays soft. The dye can kind of harden it a little bit or dry it down. So you want to make sure you are brushing it in between coats just to keep that from happening as much as possible. But since I did just have like a few areas that I wanted to touch up, instead of going in with the spray bottle this time, I am going to just apply it with this sponge so I can really focus on those lighter areas. So I just went ahead and I poured the dye back into the carpet dye bottle. Gonna give it another nice shake. And since we're going in with the sponge, I really recommend getting yourself a little bowl instead of trying to pour it onto the sponge. 1, you're gonna make a mess, and 2, like we were talking about earlier in the video, your color is gonna separate and you're not gonna be able to keep that even coat. So we're just gonna pour that back in here. And just gonna go in with the corner of the sponge. So we wanna get it wet, but that way you're not oversaturating it. The sponge is gonna last you throughout the whole recoloring, rather than for just one coat. And like I said, I'm just gonna wipe it on in these little areas that I had missed. And the sponge is definitely more of a longer process, because this stuff does penetrate into the carpeting. But since we're just focusing on those areas, and if you look like around the sidings, I didn't get those too great the first time. So we're gonna focus on those and then let this dry, and then we'll come back with you guys for the final product. All right guys, so we let that second coat dry, and as you can see, we've already got a much better finish on the carpet. Said not perfect, but it looks a lot better than it did in the first place, especially with all the staining it had going on. So we're just gonna give it one final brush through. So that's also gonna help if there's any wet spots, disperse them to help with the even finish as well. And you can also see that we were able to get that even coverage and get the color over on the edges as well. And actually, a surprise to us, I decided to not tape off the little plastic buttons just to see what would happen. And like I said, the dye is definitely meant for the carpet, but this plastic piece, we sprayed it on there, let it dry, and as you can see, it adhered and it's not coming off even with the scratch. So we definitely would recommend using more so our automotive leather and vinyl dye for those plastic pieces, but if you've got them on the carpet, it's definitely not going to hurt anything to apply the carpet dye to those as well. So, well, thank you guys for tuning in for this tutorial. I said we're going to keep coming out with those video series, so make sure that you're liking and subscribing. Leave a comment down below, ask any questions, send us an email to sales@autoleatherdye.com. So we're definitely here to help you guys out. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.